So I want to make sure everybody is able to hear. Anybody having any problems hearing anything? Otherwise, we will just go ahead and get going. There are some, there's a chat feature with GoToMeetings. If anybody has any questions during this presentation, please feel free to type out your question in the chat. We've got a lot of our functional gang on the line here that are going to be monitoring that, and we can get to those at the end of the presentation. So with that, let's get going. Let's do a little quick background here for you. For those of you who may not know the history and background with functional devices, we are located in the booming metropolis of Sharpsville, Indiana, which is just a little bit up the road from Indianapolis in central Indiana. We have been around since 1969, manufacturing hundreds of different electronic devices for multiple markets with in these essential markets, as we all know that we're in these days. And exciting news, last year in early January of 2019, we were recapitalized by a team out of Chicago named Shore Hill Capital. We are super excited to have them on board as part of our functional family now. So that's been a great addition to functional, and we're excited for the future. Quick little history. I'm not going to run through all this for you guys, but just kind of some key dates in functional's lifespan. We were founded in 1969 by Mr. Al Rittman. We started out with 3 employees and just a couple of product models. Flash forward to 1990, life as you know it changed, because that's when the original relay in a box was released into the market. Over the years then, we've had different product releases that have made news with our lighting controls, our current sensors. And then in 2012, we actually started at a different facility in Sharpsville, which is where we are now. We fully moved our operations there in 2015. And then last year, in addition to the recapitalization with Shore Hill, we also celebrated our 50th anniversary. So we're very proud of that. And we really glad to have made it 50 years and look forward to the next 50. Exciting news thus far in 2020 is we have expanded our 5-year product warranty across the board on all of our products. We 100% stand behind our products, and we want to make sure that that's is passed along to you, so you can be sure of their quality also.
Take his email address and say I'll have somebody.
So we have a today we're just going to do a quick little product overview focusing on the RIB Trifecta. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys see some of the other device lines that we have. Let's see.
Yeah, Mary, my crap blue.
Angie, we can't hear whoever's speaking in the background. Please turn off your mic.
All right, yeah. Can everybody make sure you're muted back there, please? Thank you so much. All right, so our product overview, for those of you who aren't aware of all the many different product lines that we have, of course, we have our RIB Trifecta, which is what we're going to be speaking about today. That's our core line of the RIB relays, current sensors, and power supplies. Then we have a lot of other devices. We've got some network compatible devices. We'll be speaking about that in an upcoming webinar. We have power control and UPS devices, wireless devices, transformers, enclosures, some specialty peripheral devices, and we do have a line of lighting controls. So we've kind of got a nice little selection there.
Okay, don't worry about it. Oh, you took the
So what we are going to focus on today, as I said, is we are going to get back to the basics with that RIB Trifecta.
Right, yeah.
So again, these are going to be the RIB relays,
I want to be
the
muted.
current sensors, and the power supplies.
All right.
So let's start out with the bread and butter here, our RIB relays. So as many of you guys know, these are fantastic. We've got quite a selection. They come in different variations. We've got our pilot series, which is basically our 10 to 15 amp relays. Our power series, a little bit beefier from 20 to 30 amps. We've got DIN rail mount and panel mount relays. And then we've got some specialty relays such as latching relays, dry contact relays, opto-isolated, and some polarized relays for specific applications. So again, just as a quick reminder, RIB relays are designed to be pre-packaged just to save you guys all the time and money involved in putting this stuff together. So the RIB relays come standard with an LED indicator that lets you know that your relay is energized. They come with their own enclosure if you want it that way. They are all pre-wired. Many of them have multi-voltage. They have transient protection, and we do have optional HOA or hand-off auto switches available on many of our different relays. So here is just kind of a quick little page. These are some of our more commonly used power and pilot relays. All of these are fantastic for you to have on service trucks or just a couple hanging around your office, because many of them are multi-voltage and they do cover such a wide range of applications. You can work on many different projects using just a handful of relays. So again, you've got multiple coil voltages available. We do have our relays available in different colored housings. So our standard housing is the gray NEMA 1 housing. We do also have red housings available should you want to put that in and identify that the relay is tied into possibly a security or fire alarm application. And then we have NEMA 4 relays, which are they're actually clear, so that the red LED is encapsulated and it's still able to be seen within this weather type relay. We do have a true override switch, which is located on the load side of the relay, so you can override. And then we do have optional T-style versions of relays that have a true high-low voltage separation with some fish paper. We know that there are some areas of the country where the electrical inspectors are a little bit more stringent on those requirements, so we've have those in our offering. So one thing we have introduced in the last couple of years after hearing a lot of customers ask for it is our offering of a DIN rail mount relay. So we've had panel mount relays in the past before, but they were not necessarily the DIN rail style. So we came up with ours. It does have a removable socket relay with a 10 amp contact rating. It's available in two different voltage ratings, either a 24 AC/DC or at 10 to 30 AC and DC. The great thing about this is because it has those multiple voltages, and as you can see here, the relay is all in one enclosure. So you don't have to buy separate bases and sockets and multiple relay voltages to get what you need. In true RIB fashion, we're designing this to save you guys time and money and give you a full meal deal relay that's going to cover all your needs. These are available with an optional override switch on them also, and you can also get them with the current sensor. We do sell the DIN rail track, and we have in-stocks available for those DIN rails. Next, we have some of our kind of specialty relays. We've got a series of latching relays. So these are 20 amp rated relays, and basically these are going to be switched by a command from either a controller or some other power source. And should the load lose its power, this is going to allow it to remain in its last state because the relay contacts are going to mechanically latch in position. Again, just like all of our other relays, you've got your LED, we've got some auxiliary output models. And we've got our low inputs, or also known as our opto-isolated relays. So this is a kind of a very special set of relays. This is great when you're trying to control power relays from analog inputs. They help to isolate the noisy loads from the controller. So basically what happens is you've got a really low current draw on that input there. So you can have, you know, a 5 to 25 volt input, which controls the state of the relay contacts. And it will protect your controller from feedback or voltage transients that may happen on the line. Our polarized alarm relay. So here is an example. If you'll see there quite on the far right, there's our red housing. Again, these are the polarized relays are specifically designed to work in a supervised system. So your coil input is polarity sensitive. Again, these are used in fire alarm, security, smoke control systems. We do have system supervision for the controllers that utilize those end of line resistors. And basically these help you to, with the 4-wire circuits, it helps you make sure that your status is accurately reflected on your fire alarm panel. Our dry contact input relays are a little selection here that we have. They are basically self-powered. So basically you're just going to close that dry contact input and it will activate the relay. So this can be used with thermostats, switches, other relays to activate those dry contacts. You can power it locally or by an alternate remote source. We do have these available with a time delay model should you need that. And then these are isolated from both the input power and the dry contact input. So they can be wired to switch any other power load or low voltage load that you might need to enable. So that was part 1 of the RIB Trifecta, a quick overview of our relays. Now we're going to jump into the current sensor selection. So we have a nice range of current sensors within our offering. Our sensors will sense down to as low as 0.125 amps or go up to 150. We've got multiple configurations available. We've got miniature solid and split core sensors. We have enclosed relay current sensor combinations. We have self-calibrating models. We have actual current transducers that allow you to have either a 0 to 5 or 0 to 10 volt output or a 4 to 20 milliamp output regulation. Again, just like everything else, they're pre-packaged. You've got your LED indicators. They come either with wire or terminal, depending on what you need for your specific application. And then again, optional HOA switch or relay. And again, these are all available in fixed or adjustable thresh point models. So our split core current sensor, this is our XG series. If you kind of look at the picture that says unique slide opening, if you crank your head over to the left, it kind of looks like a fancy G when it's open. So that's where that comes from. That is our special slide core opening. So when you're putting this on, you're literally just sliding that portion of the current sensor down. That's going to help you when you're working in tight spaces. Just pop that around your wire. There is a ratcheting clamp that is on all of these split core current sensors that allow you to tighten the current sensor around the wire so that it's not moving within your panel. We also include an optional foot mounting insert that can be placed on the current sensor, and then you can actually mount it in your panel. Very small size, and again, these are available in both fixed and adjustable thresholds with either wire or terminal outputs, whichever you prefer. Our split core current transducer is used to calculate energy for your amperage feedback. So these are also in the XG housing series to make it super easy for you to install them around your wires. They do come in either a 0 to 5 or 0 to 10 volt DC terminal output. They come in with selectable dip switch sensing ranges of 0 to 20, 0 to 50, or 0 to 100. And they do have a 98.8% full scale accuracy. Here is our current sensor with relay combination. So this is a fabulous little relay in a box item. We have, just like all of our other relays, you've got your LEDs to let you know that your coil is activated. And then there's also an LED on this model to let you know when your current is over the trip point, available in either adjustable or fixed thresholds. It is in that NEMA 1 enclosure with a standard nipple mount that allows you to put it outside of your larger enclosures. All right, next section of the RIB Trifecta. We're coming in on the home stretch, guys. I appreciate your time. The AC and DC power supplies. So we have a fantastic selection of AC power supplies. These are becoming really hot sellers for us. They range in models from 40 to 500 VA AC. These are available with both single or dual transformers, depending on what you might need. There are class 2 models. We have on-off control and overcurrent protection. We have optional 120 convenience outlets, high-low voltage separation, standard LED power indicator, just like you know and love from all of our other functional device products. So our large AC power supply, heads up, we're actually going to be having a more in-depth discussion on our large power supplies in a couple of weeks, so please join us for that. But our large power supplies are great for VAV and zone and network applications. It comes in 3 different models. You've got a 500 VA and a 300 VA version that both have 100 VA isolated outputs. And then we've got a 200 VA version that has 5 isolated 40 VA outputs. Got an on-off circuit breaker switch for each of those outputs to keep them isolated and protected. This is a UL listed class 2 device. We offer it in a couple of different designs. We offer it if you just want the large power supply on a sub panel because you want to mount it in your own enclosure. We can get it to you that way. We have a standard enclosed power supply with just a full cover. And then we do now also have our high-low voltage separation covers, which is basically what you're seeing here, that little area out of the corner of the power supply there on the left. That's where you can go in there and access your outlets and not have to worry about any kind of danger with your high voltage. So here's a nice picture of that. Kind of shows you the design of the power supply. It is a multi-tap primary. You've got those class 2 low voltage outputs. As you can see here in this example, this is just showing you how you can send those off into your temperature control panels in, you know, maybe 5 different zones or 5 different building areas. We also offer our little prepackaged AC power supply kit. So basically what this is doing for you is it's giving you a larger enclosure with your sub panel and a power supply already included. So you've got a couple of different options there. You can either get the PSH 100A or the PSH 100A 100A power supply in this with a 10 amp on-off circuit breaker and the outlets. This does have the 24 volt output terminal strips on those power supplies and the high-low voltage separation. The enclosure, you've got a couple of different size options. We've got the narrower enclosure, which is the MHP 39 series. That's a 12.5 by 24.5 sized enclosure. Or the wider enclosure, which is the MHP 4604 series. That's going to be a 16 by 20 inch enclosure. You can get these with a reversible door and a key latch, and it is made of a sturdy gauge steel. The sub panel that we have available, two different options. We've got the perforated steel or the great polymetal sub panel that we've had. It's super durable, lightweight. You can use self-tapping drill screws to just put everything in your panel. DC power supplies. So this is a line of our products that we are looking to expand. Currently, we have options available from 300 milliamps to 2.5 amps. These are available with either a 120 or 24 volt AC power input, and then you get an adjustable output of 1.5 to 28 volts DC. Got a couple of different options here. You can get them enclosed, or we do have track mount versions available of our DC power supplies. And you can either get them isolated or non-isolated, depending upon your needs. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these next couple of slides because, again, we've got a special in-depth presentation in a couple of weeks on this UPS power supply. Unfortunately, this, with everything going on in the world right now, this UPS power supply has become kind of a hot commodity. So what this is used for is to keep your critical components on should you have a power loss. These are designed specifically for use in hospitals, laboratories, and research centers. Unfortunately, because of what's going on, you know, we're seeing a lot of pop-up hospitals and medical centers, and you know, we're able to help them out with this and kind of do our part to go against the chaos going on in the world. But anyhow, this is an uninterruptible power supply. The 600 VA version is hot swappable. It's got a 120 convenience volt AC convenience outlet provided. 10 amp circuit breaker that can you can test your functionality of your UPS. We do also have this available in an 850 VA version. It is in the NEMA 1 metal enclosure, and we also have a version that is BACnet compatible. It's a BACnet BTL certified device that includes 6 objects, including your line and UPS power, your UPS percent load, UPS battery capacity and remaining battery time, and your UPS connection. So here's just a little bit more information on that BACnet compatible UPS and what that actually looks like here. This is showing you the device without the cover. Now to the fun stuff. Here is your outside sales team for functional devices. So might be a lot of new faces here that you haven't seen. I'd like to ask any of my team if they're on this call and they want to pop in and say hi right now and tell which areas they cover. For those of you who don't know, I'm Angie Jarvis, the female on here. I'm the Eastern Regional Sales Manager, so I cover the deep Southeast, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Carolinas, Alabama, and then I also have all of Eastern Canada, so Ontario, Eastern. Team, anybody else want to jump in and say hi to our great customers that have spent their time with us today?
Absolutely. This is Rick, and I'm the territory rep for the Northeast U.S. I go from Delaware to Maine and then west to western side of New York. So if I haven't gotten to you personally, I'll do my best once we all start traveling around again. And in the meantime, use whatever preferred method of communication you like, whether it's text or email, call me, whatever, and I'll help you as soon as I can.
Hey everybody, I see a lot of familiar names out there. This is Nick Walker, also known as One Take Nick, to my buddy Jim Kaufman on the line today. I cover the Midwestern United States, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, maybe a couple more that I even forgot about. But just want to say hello to everybody, and I hope you're all staying healthy out there, and can't wait to get back on the road and see you guys again.
Hello, my name is Eric Seitz. I am the Western manager out in the Western U.S. and Western Canada. A couple of my guys are Matt Holder and Blake Morgan, and they cover my Central and Southeastern. So if they want to say hi too, they can go ahead and jump on as well.
Hey guys, it's Blake Morgan. I just want to thank everyone for joining the call today. Like Eric said, I'm part of the Western sales team, and I cover all the way from Minnesota down to Louisiana, so a small sliver of states. So if any of you guys are in Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Louisiana, or Austin, Texas, or San Antonio, Texas, reach out to me. And if you ever want to do a lunch and learn or have me come by and take you guys out to lunch, I'm more than welcome to, more than happy to do that for you guys.
Hey guys, Matt Holder, Territory Sales Manager for the Southwest U.S. Pretty much cover Colorado all the way to California. Kind of echo what other people were saying. Thanks for joining us today. If you guys would like to set up any webinars with your teams or lunch and learns once we're back out in the field, again, would love to come and visit and go deeper in depth with our products with you. So thanks again, and we appreciate you.
All right, functional team, I'm going to go ahead and jump through. For all of the attendees, this PowerPoint is going to be available, and we can get you all of the appropriate salespeople's contact information after the fact also. All right. So moving on, here is our inside sales support team. They can be contacted at sales@functionaldevices.com. This fantastic group of people is going to be able to help you with any kind of price and availability, tracking, quoting, helping you out getting catalogs or getting returns, even customer referrals. So please bookmark that sales@functionaldevices email in your most used list. We'd appreciate it. Engineering support. We have got the greatest engineering team ever at Functional Devices. They are actually the ones who are designing these products. So anytime you call into our tech support, you are talking to the engineers who started these projects from start to finish. They're also available to help recommend products should you have any questions or need some tech support, need help with installation. And they're always loving to hear new product ideas and what you guys would like to see Functional Devices produce next to make your life great. So these guys can be contacted at support@functionaldevices.com. Makes it really easy to keep that handy. And rounding the webinar up here, just want to remind everybody of our great website. It's functionaldevices.com. You can access all of our product information, spec sheets, catalogs. You can download the catalogs, track your order, find a distributor, view our frequently asked questions. We are going to be posting these links and presentations on our website, so do come check out our website if you get a chance. And of course, you know, it's 2020, so we love our social media. So you can find us on all of these channels: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. We'd love to have you guys send in fun photos, any kind of, you know, installations, any kind of love you want to show us on social media. We like to do that. And with that, I want to thank everyone for attending today. I really, really appreciate your time. You guys are valuable customers to us. We want to do everything we can to make sure we're staying connected to you and still providing the great service that you know and love from Functional Devices. Our future webinars, they'll be happening in every Wednesday in April at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Wednesday, the 15th, is going to be new product highlights. We've got some new things that I didn't touch on at all today, so please come back and check that out. It's a brand new product line for us. On Wednesday, April 22nd, we're going to have a presentation going more into depth on your BACnet devices available from Functional Devices. And then on April 29th, we'll be doing that larger in-depth presentation delving into the UPS power supplies and the larger 500 VA power supplies. Again, remind everyone that you can get a copy of this PowerPoint. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to get a hold of us. Thank you so much for your time today.